Well, welcome to the Talented Learning Executive Briefing Series. As you know, this is John Lay from Talented Learning, and this is my favorite series of content because we get to travel the world wide and look at the best examples and the best companies in learning technology. And today's no different. We're on our way up to Boston, and we're going to check out LMS Portals. Steve, take it away.
Morning, John.
Good morning.
To talk to you. Appreciate you making the time this morning.
You bet. I've been wanting to get you on this show for a while. Share your solution.
Sounds good. You know, as we discussed, John, I put together a few slides as an introduction to LMS Portals, the company, and what we're all about. And then we'll get into a quick demonstration of the platform, both from the user experience and the administrative experience.
Okay, sounds good.
So we are LMS Portals, founded in 2019. And when I say founded in 2019, John, what I mean is the planning, the engineering for the platform began in 2019, came away that year with a minimally viable product, went into 2020 with a beta on that MVP product. And then into 2021, we continued kind of the beta aspect of this and with a more robust platform, because we're gathering feedback and recommendations from our beta users and just continue to build out the product and continue the beta program. So we really went live with this thing last year. So last year we went into production, and fortunately, most of our beta customers turned into paying clients, which was nice.
Great.
As you mentioned, John, we're based in Massachusetts. We're former Oracle, so I'm former Oracle. My colleagues, my advisors are all former Oracle. And I like to mention that because it speaks to the fact that we're really a technology-first organization. As you know, probably better than anyone, John, this learning space is getting really crowded and really kind of marketing heavy. And we've chosen to stay away from that. We're technology-driven, engineering first, and we think that's a strategy that's going to work well over the long term for us. But to speak to the platform, it's a SaaS-based white label platform. It's multi-tenant. And what that means is that an administrator has the ability to launch any number of new training environments on demand. So without our assistance, they can launch new training environments, or portals, as we call them. But the platform is more than multi-tenant, it's multi-instance. What I mean by that is every time you launch a new portal, you're launching a new instance of the MySQL database. And again, our Oracle roots, right? And we think that's important for data isolation, data privacy, security purposes, which are really becoming more and more important. We're SCORM compliant. We think it's important to support the SCORM standard. We do offer the ability to create learning paths. So once you build your courses, you can group them into paths for delivery to users and a logical progression. We support blended learning, which includes both on-demand or asynchronous training, as well as live remote, virtual classroom or synchronous training. We've got some cool assignment tools. We support quizzes, of course, which are multiple choice or true false. But then we also have this ability for an administrator or a trainer to issue assignments. An assignment takes you more into the digital coaching or corporate coaching realm, where you're really engaging the learner and asking for a deeper level of communication and feedback to make sure they comprehend what they're learning. So for example, one of our partners is they do outsourced hospital employee training on the clinical side. So they're teaching different procedures. And so a final exam for them is an assignment. Like, so for example, the course was about learning to splint a wrist. So the final exam would be the user uploading a video of them actually splinting a wrist, and they pass or fail based on that. So really cool tool that our partners are making the most of. We offer discussion boards. We think the ability to support social learning is important for the learning experience. Later this month, John, we're going to be releasing a new module we're going to call it our event management module. And what that's going to enable, and again, the best ideas come from our partners, right? And this is going to take us further down the support of the blended learning path. Is some of our partners continue to run on-site events, and they're looking to our platform to help them set up, manage the enrollments in those, to issue the certificates. So that's what the event module will be. And again, that's due later this month for release. And we do offer about 140 plus ready-made soft skills courses. And we're looking to grow that library this year. And so, some potential partners come to us and they're excited about the fact that, working with us, our multi-tenancy in the platform, the ready-made courses, this is really a turnkey business opportunity in some sense. You can be up and running with your own corporate e-learning business in 24 hours. So that's what the platform is about. The clients that we're after, I've already kind of alluded to this, John, is really primarily the folks that are looking to monetize training in some way. And so those are the training companies. We've got some HR outsourcing partners that they were looking for an ability to monetize training, employee training, without having to fly around or whatever. So they're excited about this, the multi-tenant opportunity. The PEO firms, management consulting firms, which increasingly, as you know, John, those guys are looking to get more and more out of an engagement, and offering employee training is a big way to do that. Global training, and these are organizations, maybe they're large, maybe they're not, but they're always kind of dispersed, and dispersed in such a way that they need multiple portals to support cultural or language differences. Extended enterprise is kind of similar, but these are the folks that, as you know, John, they want to provide internal training for their employees, external training for partners, suppliers. So, we're built for that. And then the final piece I kind of call corporate breakout. And this kind of evolved to me from our clients that came to us, and what they want to do is they want to have one portal for the company kind of at large. And then they want to have the opportunity to break out programs for leadership development, for sales training. Maybe they're short-term programs, but they really want to have them on isolated, customized training environments.
Interesting.
I think the future direction, I think we're going to continue our technology. Well, I know, John, we're going to continue our technology focus. So most of our dollars we spent on the platform itself. I think that's what we owe to our clients and partners. The goal is to continue to make this the best LMS platform on the market for partnership and for monetization. We do have an interesting idea that was presented to us from a partner, though, for a global repository. What they thought would be cool is to build a marketplace that any LMS Portals user would be able to upload and download content, share content, even sell content to each other. We like that idea a lot. We really thought that was a cool idea. So we're starting to map that out. And, if it stays on track, we'll be looking at a release Q3, Q4 this year. So I'll stop there for a second, John. That's my presentation on the company. Hope that all made sense.
Yeah, great overview. Congratulations on your entrepreneurship. I know a little bit about that myself. And so it's nice to see you going through these steps and lining up your beta clients, turning them into clients, and especially the focus on, I'd put extended enterprise as the umbrella that kind of covers all of your use cases in the sense of content as a business, training companies, global training companies, global breakout. They're all great uses for an easy to spin up portal, but doing it in 24 hours or less is certainly rare. So that's see a lot of value there. Can't wait.
Yeah, John, you make a great point, because I do want to mention, when I say 24 hours, you're going to see we can have a portal up and running in minutes, and I'm about to demonstrate that to you. So thank you for your comments, John. I appreciate it. So I've changed my screen around. Hope you can see this, John. Now I'm displaying a sample portal. And again, the reason we call the platform LMS Portals is we're a learning management system that allows you to spin up new portals on demand. So in this case, we've mocked up sample portal for a company called Acme Limited. Everything you're seeing on the screen now, John, is customizable. The top image, the text, the logo. If I scroll down, the courses that you see, the courses that you choose to display on a portal, if you choose to display any courses, are for self-directed learning. And so I'm logged in as a user named named Sarah. And Sarah's worked, she's completed a course, the OSHA training course, and she's working through the selling course. So if we look at that course, and I'm going to move this window a little bit, John, you can see that the course, when we structure a course, it's got some number of modules, and every module can have any number of lessons. A lesson is a piece of digital content, whether it's a video, a PDF, a SCORM file, or whatever it is. And then could also have quizzes, assignments, some sort of assessment. The platform is mobile responsive. So while I'm showing you this on a laptop, if I was on a desktop, if I was on a tablet, if I was on a smartphone, the platform would recognize the user device and format accordingly. Okay. So because I'm logged in as Sarah, I have access to a dashboard. So from her dashboard, she can see kind of her recent activities. She's got a calendar, so she can see anything in red is something that's due. So she knows she's got to complete a leadership development path a little bit later this month. She can again see the courses that she's completed and working through. From here, she can access her learning paths. So anytime a user is invited into a learning path, they get a notification message, and the administrator can oversee the enrollment. But a learning path, again, as you know, John, is a way to group courses for delivery in a logical progression. So the idea is the learner establishes some foundational knowledge before moving on to more complex topics. So it's a nice way to have structure to the learning experience. If she's earned any certificates, she finds them here. And so one of the things we did, John, I think I mentioned this to you in an earlier conversation, we built in some social elements around the certificates. So once I don't know if you see this on LinkedIn, I see it all the time, that people are sharing their achievements on LinkedIn, they earn a certificate or what. So we wanted to give that opportunities with a little bit of automation, so she can share to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to Twitter. Nice benefit for the learner, but for the company or for the training provider, it's a pretty nice opportunity for some passive marketing, right? Because it's people getting their branding out there as they're sharing their achievements. And then finally, if she's invited into any discussion boards, she can access them here. So the discussion is called per review. Some kind of a document was shared to read and review. And so we thought adding this social element really supports the learning experience. That's the kind of the front end piece, John. So far, so good.
Yeah, it looks great. Graphically and visually, it's really clean and easy to use. I like how the homepage, instead of clicking everywhere, it's one vertical page that has everything that you need as a learner. It's a nice approach.
Yeah, thanks, John. I appreciate it. So I'm going to jump over to the administrative side. And if you see my cursor just moving for some reason, I'm moving around the Zoom stuff. So it's from this window, John, and I'm logged in as administrator. It's from this window that I can launch and manage different portals for different training audiences. So right now I'm running 3 different portals for 3 different audiences. Can launch a new portal on demand, no involvement from the vendor. I can just launch on demand as the administrator. Once I launch a portal, I can get into the branding elements. And this, you're going to see, John, we can have a new portal live in minutes. I said 24 hours. I mean, we're talking minutes. So I launch a portal. Now I get into the customization aspects, right? The logo, the image. If I want to leverage an API, each portal has its own REST API. So if you want to take the content from the learning program and push it out to an HRIS, CRM system, you're able to do that. Mm-hmm. And get into some further branding aspects by getting into the color schemes and all those things. We really do want to give the client and the partner to match a website look and feel as much as they can. Once the customization is done, you can name your categories. Every portal will have some number of categories, and really it's for navigation purposes. You can choose whether or not you want to display the categories on the portal, but you name your categories, and then once the categories are in place, you can build your courses. So you can see the portals that we have live. These are all published, meaning they're accessible by users. Any course, John, has one of two statuses. It's either available as a standalone course, meaning the self-directed, as we looked at, or it's part of a learning path. So a course is either available on, I think they call push versus pull, right, John? The standing alone is the self-directed is pull. The learning path courses are push. That content is pushed out to specific users or groups of users. So if we look at a specific course, let's take a look at the one we saw on the user side. So again, it's 3 modules, just like we looked at. Can add a new module anytime we want to. Drop in lessons. I'm going to move this window again, John, forgive me. And a lesson could be most any type of digital content. It could be a video, SCORM file, PDF. One thing I think, mentally, John, I'm giving you credit for this. I think you said, you know what, Steve, you should do? You should take a live training and make it a whole course if they want to. I think that was something you mentioned on one of our conversations. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did that, John. I thought that was a good idea.
All right.
Yeah. And the partners like it, the partners and clients like it. So almost any type of digital content can be a lesson or a course itself. And then you can get into the kind of the assessment piece, right? Which is drop in your quizzes, set a minimum passing score. The quizzes are either true, false, or multiple choice. And then if you want to, issue assignments. And again, in the case of our hospital employee training partner, the assignment is upload a video to us showing us how you splint an ankle or whatever it is. And so, but it could be, essay of some sort. It could be a reflection, for leadership. So lots of ways to use the assignment engine. What we did, John, is because so many of our partners are going to have a finite number of courses, but lots and lots of portals. And for them, they'll probably want to use the same course over and over for different portals. And so we built this library feature. And what that means is if you build a course and save it to the library, you don't have to build that course over and over. You can publish it from the library into a new portal. So big time saving. And then once it's published to the new portal, if you want to modify it, you can. Mm-hmm. As I mentioned, we have this opportunity to build learning paths. If you're issuing assignments, you manage them here. These 2 assignments have a pending status. We can review them, decide whether they're pass, fail, or if we want more information. So the user management, for the user onboarding piece, we're giving them 3 options. If they want to, John, they can allow the user to register themselves on a portal. Because every portal has a unique URL, the registration page is unique, so they can register themselves on a portal. But the administrator could add new users on kind of a one-off basis. Or if they're doing more of a large training, they can upload all the participants in a CSV file. And it's also from here, if you want to take a look at the progress of any specific employee, we can see Sarah, she's logged in today, she's finished half of the courses she's enrolled in. So all that data for an employee is here. But then if we want to take a look at something more in the aggregate, we can jump down to the reports area. I don't have a lot of data in this portal, John, but if we run a completed report from last month, the report's going to populate, and it's branded for the consistent branding for the portal. We can export it as an Excel or CSV. We can print it. We can email it. Whatever we want to do with that data once we gather it. Mm-hmm. I mentioned we have this ability to build certificates. So you brand them however you want to, whether it's branded for your company, for the client company. And then the certificates you can make them available for the completion of courses, learning certificates, or both, of learning paths, or both. We offer the live training component to support virtual classrooms and blended learning. And then we have this ability, John, to name a supervisor. So a supervisor is someone who's going to have some level of administrative permissions for that portal. So when you name a supervisor, the permissions are restricted to that portal only and to the level of permissions you give them. So in this case, we've got Jeff. He's going to be a supervisor on this portal. Maybe he's a stakeholder at the organization. So we're going to say, Jeff can log in whenever he wants to and just run reports. Or we could let him manage his own users, or whatever level of permissions we want to give him. Or maybe if we use an outsourced training provider, we just, we let them just come in and build courses, or lots of different ways to work with the supervisor permissions. And, finally, the last thing for this call, John, is the discussion boards. And, we did think it was important to add a social element to the learning. And so you can attach a discussion board for an online forum to a course or to a user group. Then if you want to share a document, share a video, share something that they need to consume, a piece of content, ask a question, whatever you want to do to get the discussion going. And then as users make comments, you have to approve them. These are 2 approved comments. We could delete them. We could add a comment ourselves to participate in the discussion. So, we do like this, offering this social element to the learning experience. I'm going to stop there for now, John. All that makes sense?
Yeah, great. It's been, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months, and you've been busy. There's all kinds of new things I didn't see the last time. It looks great. Really expanding your footprint expanding your footprint of capabilities for sure. Yeah. Anything? What's on next on the horizon?
So I think we're gonna get that event module. And I do like the idea of allowing our partners to, because there are a lot of these guys, they're still doing on-site events, and putting everything under one umbrella, I think, is going to help a lot. And that's the feedback that I'm getting from my partners. I think looking at that global repository, that's a later this year thing, but that is something that we're very interested in. I think we want to get a little bit more. We want to turn the certificate module into more of a design studio. We want the administrators, the supervisors, to have really a lot of fun in terms of how they're rewarding the completion of courses and learning paths. So I think those are kind of the short-term things. But when partners come to us and they tell us that they have something that's going to help them make more money, John, that gets bumped to the top of the list.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it. Well, it's interesting. And how about not how much, but how do you go about charging for this? Is it
so the pricing is on so the capacity that we need to discuss is really how many portals and how many users do you think you need? And so they might have a need for 10 portals. Across the 10 portals, they might need 1,000 users. Maybe 500 of them will go to one and 200 to another. So we price on some combination of portals and users. But John, it very quickly turns into something, a custom conversation. Yeah. Most of our pricing just ends up being custom because of course we want to make our money, but we want to make sure we're building on a pricing schedule for each partner that gives them the margin they need to make this worthwhile.
Yeah, I can see that. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, thanks, Steve, for stopping by the show here and and showing us listeners, if you ever wanted to see how an LMS was born, you just saw it. This went from 0 to 60 here in just a few short years, and just see the depth of capability across the different areas, building and growing from course management, user management, reporting, portals. There's a lot of use cases for this as essentially a consultant here at Talented Learning, helping buyers buy LMSs. I have lots of different clients. Lots of small consultancies have 10, 15, 20 clients that might have thousands of learners across those different areas, to have a portal for each one of your clients ongoing, where you can push education, and that's combined even with your consulting services. For example, is like a great use of application like this. You can spin it up really easy and fast, and push that training out, and have it be tailored to each one of those different clients that you have with different subsets of your content. And so that's the consultancy example, but every single training company has that same level of need with all of their B2B type clients. And so I like the application. It fits right in here at Talented Learning with the types of readers and listeners that we have in extended enterprise, or really managing clients with learners. Sometimes even clients that have learners, that next level of the B2B2B. But I can certainly see the application, and listeners out there, or viewers in this case, especially if you're in your first learning management system, or looking for a first learning management system, or maybe you're struggling with opening up portals with your current one. This is a nice, especially getting in on the ground floor here with Steve and custom pricing. It's a great opportunity to probably get in at a great value price before this thing blows its doors off here globally here in a few years. So early adopters, you have the advantage to get in on something like this, and see how it'd be a really easy way to augment your business without having to be a technical wizard. In fact, you could pretty much be a technical dummy, I think, and set and maintain this. It's really simple and easy to use. So there you have it, listeners. Thanks for watching, or viewers, thanks for watching another episode of the Executive Briefing Series. Now you know why this is my favorite series, because you just get to see things that you won't see anywhere else. And I certainly appreciate you stopping by, Steve, and showing us what you got. Congratulations on your company.
Thanks, John. Great to talk to you as always.
All right. Likewise. All right, listeners, we'll see you on the next. Have a great day.